going on, everybody? MC Andrew Love back on your screen and your speakers one more time. And I'm here with this brother named Bay Bright. Let me tell you something about Bay Bright, man. This brother here, to my left, to your right. I'm telling you something, folks. This brother here got skills, and I'm digging the vibes. You know how I heard his song, folks? I'm part of this email thing that people send me music every day from artists all over the country that are making dope music. I'm talking artists like, you know what? I'm not going to mention them, but I will mention Bay Bright because his song came to my email in my DMs, and I said, let me check this song out. The song is called More Than Friends, okay, folks? And I'm going to tell you something. This brother right here, this brother right here, this brother here, he's got skills. And you don't have to take my word for it, folks. You don't really have to. You can go on all major platforms and find Bay Bright, and he'll pop right up. All you got to do is go tap in, and his songs will come right to you. And I'm going to tell you something, folks. When you hear that song, More Than Friends, yeah. His song is that good, man. It's that good. And I loved it. And that's why I'm playing it on all my platforms. That song is dope. So without further ado, let me bring to you the one and the only Bay Bright.
Hey, what's up, MC Andrew Love? That was a hell of an introduction, brother. I appreciate that. How are you, man?
Oh, I'm doing great now that you're here.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you for coming through to Let's Chat and Jam. You could have been anywhere else in the world, but you decided to come out and hang with MC Andrew Love right here. Thank you so much.
No problem, man. Hey, man, social media is a blessing, man. It's like, it's connecting folks all over the world, man. And like you said in your intro, you found my music online. Somebody sent it to you. You reached out. We kept in touch, and now here we are making it happen.
Definitely, man. So can you tell the folks how long have you been making music? And when did you realize that music was your passion?
Oh, man, music has been a passion. I'm going to start there. My whole life since I was born. I was born into a musical family household. When I say musical family, meaning I should say household, because nobody played any instruments. But my father, I'm wrong. He was a singer. My father and my uncles had a little group back in the day. They was into the whole doo-wop, the whole his era was the doo-wop, the Frankie Lyman era, the Little Anthony and the Imperials. That was his thing. So as he got, but then as years went on, he was playing all kinds of music from the OJs, the Delphonics, Blue Magic. So that 70s soul. And Mom Dukes, she was playing her style of music, everything from Rick James to Tina Marie, Chef Stephanie Mills, Cheryl Lynn, Evelyn Champagne King. So that's how it was. My foundation was 70s soul, 80s soul. And then, hip hop and R&B was my thing. From New Edition, Bobby Brown, Guy. I started making music seriously like in the late 90s, I would say, early 2000s. Like I used to be a hip hop producer, R&B hip hop producer. I started with production. And now as a singer, songwriter, producer, man, I just been doing this whole thing of the Bay Bright experience is what I like to call it. Been since I would say 2014 when I really started getting into it from where I am today.
Well, you killing it, man. You are killing it.
Thank you.
I must say thank you for coming to the music industry.
All
thank you for making music for us here, because us fans of good music have been gifted with the sounds of Bay Bright. Hey. Gifted. You've been gifting us. That's what it is.
Hey, man. You know what I like, Andrew, man? What's happening is we started to see a quote-unquote resurgence of R&B. I should say the love for R&B, because people argue, has it always been there? Has it not? R&B, traditional, old school, whatever you want to call it, has been there, but it's been passed over for more current hip-hop, other genres. Like if you look at the analytics, they'll tell you one thing that's always disturbed me in the last few years is R&B music from an analytics streaming standpoint is at the bottom. You understand? And I was like, wow, that's deep. But the problem is every genre of music borrows and interpolates the R&B. I don't care if it's any rap song, they sampling some old school record. You understand? So the good thing about it is I think everybody's starting to say, man, I want that old 90s flavor, the 80s, whatever you want to call it. You know, like guys like Silk Sonic, look what they just did with their last project. That's totally going back. You know what I mean? So my brand of music is called Soul Nostalgia. And what that is, it's contemporary R&B mixed with nostalgic, soulful grooves of the eras that we talking about. So everything is coming full circle, and I'm happy to hear it and see it.
Me too. I'm happy to hear it, man. I'm ecstatic, man.
Yeah.
So who are some of your greatest influences? Like who out there? Which pioneer was the catalyst for you to say, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do?
Well, you know, I have so many, but I'm going to narrow it down for this conversation because I get asked that a lot, and I'm always all over the place. But I had to put it, who really, really influenced what I do, because I love so many. So let's start. Michael Jackson was the first person I ever heard was like, man, I just was blown away by the Jackson 5. And so that was my first true love, and putting my arms around music was the J5. Michael Jackson was my guy. And then we both born on the same birthday, bless his soul, August 29th. When I found that out, I couldn't be told nothing. I was like, oh, Michael Jackson and me got the same birthday. So I was hyped. So Michael, but Marvin Gaye. I love Bobby Brown. I love Kashif. Now, Kashif is a guy that I had to really think about. That's a bad boy, because me as a singer, songwriter, producer, I look for guys because I'm self-contained. So I do everything. I write my records, I produce them, I distribute, I do everything. I'm the record company, I'm the artist, I'm the producer and writer. So what I'm starting to do now is look at those who really could do all that. Like Smokey Robinson was an influence. You got, again, Kashif, but from a performance, Marvin Gaye, I said, Bobby Womack, I love him. You know, Teddy Pendergrass. So, you know, I'm old school with it, but newer, I love the New Edition was my group. You know, I mean, I love New Edition. Those boys are bad. But so it's like those. Oh, and Rick James. I can't forget Rick James. I love Rick James. People laugh. You know, Dave Chappelle made him real famous in the last 20 years or so, but for other things from a comedic standpoint. But when you really look at what Rick James was able to do from a singer, songwriter, producer, not only did he have multiple hits on his own, he had the Mary Jane Girls that everybody loved in the R&B sphere. He had Tina Marie he put on, you know what I'm saying? I mean, He was just crazy with it. And he produced all his stuff too. So, you know, that boy was serious. So those are some of my influences, man.
That kind of reminds me of the story of Motown.
Yeah.
Because at one point, Berry Gordy wasn't letting nobody write and create their own music. He was like, we're going to do all that. Don't worry. All you got to do is just sing what we give you.
Right.
Until he met Marvin Gaye.
Yeah.
When Marvin Gaye came on board, he's like, okay, man, I see I can't control you. You go ahead and do your thing.
Yeah,
and
that's a great. And he had that problem with Stevie Wonder.
And he had the same problem with Stevie Wonder, because Stevie Wonder can play every instrument in the band in the studio.
Yeah, I mean, those dope. I mean, when you think about Motown, I know we talking about Babe Bright, but we're going to talk Motown. One of the things I say about Berry Gordy being an inspiration from because my label Bright Vision Entertainment is an independent soul label, but of course Motown was the blueprint for everybody that really wanted to do it at any large scale. So when I think of all the artists that he had on that label, I'm talking about from vocals. You got Michael Jackson, Smokey Robinson, Stevie Wonder, Marvin Gaye, Rick James, Lionel Richie. Did I say David Ruffin and Eddie Kendricks? I mean, it's just amazing how many really superstar vocalists came out. So, you know, they were all influential, man. Shout out to Motown. And I always got to say, Kenny Gamble and Leon Huff is another inspiration from Philadelphia International Records, the OJs, the Jones Girls, Teddy Pendergrass, Harold Melvin, the Blue Notes. I love all that stuff too.
Me too. I grew up listening to that because that's what my dad was listening to.
No doubt, man. Shout
I'm
out
46. Yeah, I'm 46. So, my father was born in 1940. So all that music that came out in between him and me being born.
Yeah.
And then I was born in 76. And then all of a sudden I got all this other music I'm listening to.
No doubt.
And now in 2022, I meet Babe Bright.
That's it, man. Babe Bright, the bad boy indie soul is what they call me, man.
Well, I'm telling you something, Babe Bright. You doing it, man. You're making it happen over there, dude. And I'm digging the vibes, man. I really am.
Thank you.
And as I said, folks, you ain't got to take my word for it. All you got to do is go tap in yourself. Matter of fact, Babe Bright, where can they find you?
Oh, man, they can find me on Musically everywhere music is streaming and sold. All the major digital retailers, iTunes, Amazon, Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube. We're on YouTube live now. So what I would suggest folks go to my YouTube channel, Babe Bright Official, and you can hear my entire catalog, stream it, check me out, man. On YouTube, Babe Bright Official is my channel. And I also have a website, BabeBrightBVE.com. That's BabeBrightBVE.com. That's Bay with B-E-Y. A lot of people sometimes misspell it as B-A-Y, but it's B-E-Y. B-R-I-G.
BabeBrightBVE.com.
That's my website. Sends you to all my social media links. All you got to do is click and you'll get to my Instagram, to my Twitter, and all my music. On Instagram, hit me up on Bright Vision 29, man. So, yeah, that's my website, and all my social media links are there. Instagram, Twitter, and everything else, man. So that's what's
up. Make sure you go tap into that. Make sure you go to the BabeBrightBVE.com and go tap into Babe Bright and get a lot of his music, man, because you're going to be so happy to see that stuff. You're going to be like, damn, man, this brother here is ill with it.
Thank you.
Yeah, ill with it. That's what I said, and I didn't stutter, folks. Well, I want to say thank you for coming through. Thank you for coming through. I know you don't have a lot of time, so I just wanted to, get you on here, get you acclimated with the people, get them acclimated with you, and make sure you guys go follow along and go tap in, go to his Instagram, go check him out, man. You're going to be really happy because when you do, these are the words you're going to say. Damn, MC Andrew Love, you did it again. Yes, I did. I know talent a mile away, but I see it. And I'll tell you something, what I like to do is showcase the talent. And this is you. You're the talent, and I'm going to showcase you. This brother is serious, folks. You got to go tap in. Matter of fact, from here, if you're listening to us on Undiscovered Gems or Spotify, the next thing you're going to be listening to is More Than Friends. I'm going to play that for y'all, folks, so you can just hear the nuances, man. The brother got nuances, man. The brother, he's saying some things in his song that, it's love here, man. It's all about love, man. Love your woman, love your man. We're more than friends. We obviously know this because of the sparks in our eyes going back and forth. Every time I get around you, my heart flutters. If we're not more than friends by this time, I don't know what's going on. But I'll tell you something, folks. This brother here, serious, and I'm digging the vibes. And since you've been here for the first time, you've now become part of the Let's Chat and Jam fam, which means you don't have to wait for me to tap into you. Nah, you can come to my DMs on Instagram at Let's Chat and Jam and say, hey, Drew, I got a new album I got coming out. I got a book that I'm writing, or I just got casted into my film. Whatever it is you're doing, Babe Bright, it's important to me, and I want to know about it. So when you tap into me, I'm going to go into my calendar, and I'm going to say, deal, you in the show, let's go. But that's how easy it is when you in the fam. So, Babe Bright, welcome to the Let's Chat and Jam fam.
Let's Chat and Jam fam. Thank you so much for having me, Drew. Appreciate you. One more thing, I want to say happy holidays to everybody across the world. Thank you all for all of your support of me, Babe Bright and Bright Vision. It's hard was as a grinder, as an independent artist and label, but the social media space has been so good to me. So thank you all. Thank you, Drew, for reaching out and checking out, playing More Than Friends and some of my other catalog. Feel free to check that out. My new single called Just a Little Bit comes out January 4th, 2023. So you check that out.
You got to send that to me.
Yeah, I'm gonna send that to you, man. It's gonna be a nice little grown and sexy vibe, and it's called Just a Little Bit.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
And that's just about just a little bit of your love, baby. That's all I'm asking for. Not too much, just a little bit. So that's the vibe.
I can't wait to hear that, man. Oh, man. So before you go, man, do you have any advice you want to give to the young folks that are coming up that want to do what you're doing?
Yeah, well, you know what's funny? I wrote a book called The Indie Hustle. It's a do-it-yourself book on how to market your music independently and get paid. It's on Amazon right now. It's called The Indie Hustle by me, Bay Bright. And the information and advice I give is in that book, but I can give you a few nuggets. You have to have perseverance. You have to have the spirit of cooperation, and you have to have a budget. So those are three main things. Perseverance, because you're going to get knocked down 100 times before one or two people say yes, they feeling what you're doing. So you got to believe in yourself and persevere. That's very important, because with social media, here's the dark side of it. You get a lot of people with a microphone and a comment, and it can be brutal. Like, not everybody loves what I do. So I got to scroll down, and sometimes I take them gut blows like, he's all right, or he's whack, or whatever. Or for every 100, man, Bay Bright, and I'm feeling that, you get one or two that hit you hard. So you got to be strong-minded and persevere through all of that. As long as you know you're being true to yourself and your art, art is subjective. You understand that? So don't focus in on the negative. Try to stay focused on the good people and put your concentration around the folks that dig what you do and cater to that, and don't get sidetracked by the naysayers. That's one. Again, the spirit of cooperation is big for me, Drew. As an artist, as a label, everything can't be done by myself. So I got an engineer, I bring in singers. We all got to cooperate in the spirit of cooperation, because no one man can get anywhere far on his own. I can go where I can go, but I'm not going to reach heights by myself. So I try to keep that spirit of cooperation, communication solid with everybody I work with, and the blessings kind of are received through that spirit of cooperation. And then 3, this is a business. You running a business, I'm running the business. You can't just have no money and think you're going to get so far. The records don't promote themselves. They don't make themselves. So you got to keep that in mind. If it's important to you, don't lay off some of the designer wear and put it into your business. You know what I mean? So all of that is what I'd say. The Indie Hustle by Bay Bright is on Amazon right now. You can check that out. It talks about everything from how to really put your business together, how to, places you can go to distribute your music, all that good stuff, how to get paid. That's what you want to do, man, because at the end of the day, we all want to be compensated for our art.
That's true. That is definitely true, man. And thank you for the advice, because that is going a long way. I got to tap into that book, man.
Yeah,
it's tapping that book.
It's a solid book. It's an easy read. It's not long. It's not expensive. It's really there to help people, because I know I've been helped along the way. And again, what better way to help the masses is just put it all in the book and then put it out there. People, if they want it. And here's another piece. People say, everybody, nothing free is usually worth having. So invest in yourself. That's the last piece of advice I want to give. Invest in yourself. Like Let's Chat and Jam, MC Andrew Love, you didn't wait to go to a major radio station to do what you do. I can see you've built a major platform. You got thousands of listeners and followers because you invested in yourself. I didn't wait for Sony Records to sign me to a deal. When they told me, nah, babe, it's okay, but we ain't feeling it, I created Bright Vision Entertainment and invested in myself. And so here we both are. I would say to everyone listening, you should follow suit. Invest in yourself.
Well, thank you for coming through the show. I do appreciate it. And it's really, really cool meeting you, man. I really can't wait to hear what you got coming up next. And I can't wait for that song to come out just a little bit. Ooh,
thank you, brother.
I just can't wait.
Yeah, man.
But in the meantime, folks, as I said, if you're listening to us on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Undiscovered Gems, one of those two awesome platforms. The next thing you're going to hear is his song, More Than Friends, which will be coming up in about right now.